The Power of True Love, Part 1. What drives a man to defy his family and risk losing everything? Could love truly be worth the price of rejection, poverty, and sacrifice? For Emeka Okonkwo, the answer would soon shape the course of his life. In the vibrant city of Enugu, Emeka Okonkwo lived a life of luxury. As the only son of Chief Okonkwo, a wealthy businessman, he had every privilege at his fingertips. Designer clothes, exotic cars, and vacations abroad were his norm. Yet, despite the riches surrounding him, something felt hollow. "Emeka, we are going to Amakofia tomorrow," Chief Okonkwo announced one evening. "The factory construction needs my attention, and you'll join me to see how real work is done." Emeka groaned inwardly. A trip to the village was the last thing he wanted, but he dared not refuse his father. Amakofia greeted them with a stillness foreign to the city. The air was fresh, the roads unpaved, and the horizon framed by lush green fields. While Chief Okonkwo supervised the construction site, Emeka wandered off, drawn by the simplicity of village life. It was then he saw her. Ifeoma, a young woman with skin that glowed like polished mahogany and eyes that sparkled under the midday sun, was fetching water from the stream. She moved gracefully, her laughter carrying across the quiet air as she spoke with other women. Unable to resist, Emeka approached. "Good afternoon," he greeted, his city-accented Igbo sounding foreign to her. "Good afternoon," she replied, looking at him with mild curiosity. "I'm Emeka. I came with my father for some work here." "I'm Ifeoma," she said simply. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, as though they had known each other for years. When Emeka asked Ifeoma to show him around the village, she hesitated at first but eventually agreed. They walked along narrow paths lined with wildflowers, visited the bustling market, and shared stories of their vastly different lives. As they walked through the village paths, they talked about their lives. Ifeoma spoke of her modest upbringing, her love for farming, and her dreams of becoming a teacher. Emeka, on the other hand, found himself sharing parts of his life he had never told anyone before. But their magical day was interrupted when Emeka's phone buzzed. His father was calling. It was time to leave for the city. As the car drove out of Amakofia, Emeka stared out the window, unable to shake the image of Ifeoma's smile. Back in Enugu, the city's vibrant nightlife and endless luxuries no longer held the allure they once did. The glimmering lights and extravagant parties felt hollow, devoid of the warmth Emeka found in Ifeoma. Her laughter lingered in his mind like a sweet melody, her unpretentious charm a sharp contrast to the artificiality surrounding him. Every moment apart from her deepened the ache in his heart. Unable to bear the emptiness, Emeka began sneaking away to Amakofia under the cover of secrecy, hiding his visits from his disapproving parents. Each trip was a respite, a chance to reconnect with the woman who had captivated his soul. In the quiet of the village, away from the pressures of his family, their bond grew stronger. They spent hours talking under the stars, sharing dreams of a future together, fears of the challenges ahead, and promises to support each other through it all. One evening, as they sat by the stream, Ifeoma voiced her doubts. "You could never love a life like mine," she said softly, her gaze fixed on the rippling water. Emeka turned to her, his voice steady and sincere. "I love you, not your life," he reassured her, holding her hand tightly as if to seal his words with unshakable conviction. Unbeknownst to Emeka, his parents had ambitious plans for him. Chief Okonkwo had arranged his marriage to Adaora, the sophisticated daughter of his business associate. Adaora was everything they wanted in a daughter-in-law: wealthy, educated, and well-connected. When Emeka revealed his love for Ifeoma, their elegant living room erupted into chaos. "A village girl?" Chief Okonkwo roared, pacing the marble floor. "Have you lost your mind? This isn't what we worked for." "Papa, Ifeoma has a name, and she's more than enough for me," Emeka said firmly. Chief Okonkwo's glare was icy. "Enough for you? It's not about you. It's about our family's reputation. You will marry Adaora, and that's final." "Final? Papa, this is my life. I love Ifeoma. Love. Chief Okonkwo scoffed bitterly. Love doesn't pay bills or secure contracts. Love won't sustain you. When will you realize I'm not one of your business deals? I'm your son. Lady Uju intervened, her tone soft but cutting. Emeka, we only want what's best for you. Ifeoma may be kind, but she isn't fit for our family. Marriage is about building a future, and Aurora is perfect for that. Mama, I thought you'd understand, Emeka said, his voice laced with hurt. Ifeoma has more integrity than anyone I know. That's enough. Chief Okonkwo thundered. If you marry that girl, you are no son of mine. A heavy silence fell. Emeka's voice cracked as he asked, Papa, is that all I mean to you? Lady Uju sighed, her eyes misty. We're protecting you from a mistake you'll regret forever. Emeka's jaw tightened. I've made up my mind. I choose Ifeoma. He walked away, leaving his parents in stunned silence. Chief Okonkwo slumped into his chair. This isn't over, he muttered darkly. With the help of his closest friends, Emeka married Ifeoma in a simple yet deeply meaningful village ceremony. The festivities were modest but vibrant, filled with traditional Igbo songs, dances, and heartfelt blessings from Ifeoma's family. Under the sprawling Udala tree, elders prayed fervently for their union, wishing them joy and resilience. The smiles on the couple's faces reflected a love unshaken by the odds stacked against them. But the honeymoon was short-lived. When they returned to the city, Chief Okonkwo kept his word. Emeka was disowned, cut off from the family's vast wealth, and ordered to vacate the mansion immediately. Life became a test of endurance. The couple moved into a cramped, one-bedroom apartment on the outskirts of the city, a far cry from the luxury Emeka had known. For the first time in his life, he faced the harsh realities of survival. He took on any job he could find, driving taxis during the day, selling goods at street corners in the evenings, and cleaning offices at night. The work was exhausting, but he pushed on. Ifeoma, ever resilient, started a small vegetable stall at the local market. She woke at dawn to purchase fresh produce and tirelessly worked to attract customers. Her unwavering strength and optimism became Emeka's anchor. We may not have much, but we have each other, she would say, her voice calm and steady even on the toughest days. Her words became their mantra, a beacon of hope in their storm. One fateful afternoon, as Emeka unloaded goods at the market, he ran into an old friend from his affluent past. The friend, impeccably dressed and full of self-assurance, greeted him warmly before diving into the purpose of his visit. Emeka, there's a way to fix everything, the friend began, his voice low but persuasive. Your father is willing to forgive you, but there's a condition. Leave Ifeoma and marry Aurora. That's all you have to do. Think about it. No more struggling, no more hard work. You'll have everything back. The offer hit Emeka like a punch to the gut. Memories of his once comfortable life collided with the reality of his current struggles. The promise of an easier path was undeniably tempting, but as he thought of Ifeoma's tireless support and unwavering love, he felt a surge of conviction. I'd rather struggle with the woman I love than live in luxury with someone I don't, Emeka said firmly, his voice steady. Months turned into years, and Emeka and Ifeoma's perseverance began to yield results. Emeka, with his sharp mind and determination, started a small trading business. What began as a humble venture grew steadily, allowing him to establish loyal customers and build connections in the city. Meanwhile, Ifeoma's vegetable stall blossomed into a thriving minimarket, drawing in more patrons with her warm demeanor and quality produce. Together, they created a modest but joyful life, their love and partnership forming the foundation of their success. Yet, despite their progress, Ifeoma's thoughts often turned to Emeka's estranged family. One quiet evening, as they shared a simple meal, she voiced her concern. Life is too short for bitterness, she said softly, her eyes reflecting both worry and hope. Let's try to reconcile with your parents. They're still your family. Emeka hesitated, the memories of his father's harsh words lingering. but after much persuasion, he reluctantly agreed. On a bright Sunday morning, Emeka and Ifeoma arrived at Chief Okonkwo's mansion, their hearts heavy with anticipation. As the gate creaked open, they were met with cold stares from the house staff. The grand house, which once represented everything Emeka had aspired to, now felt like a foreign place. "Papa," Emeka called softly as he entered the mansion. "Mama, we've come to make amends." But the silence that followed was deafening. His father's stern face was unreadable, and his mother's silence cut deeper than words. Was there anger about love, or the shame he'd brought upon the family? What if the community turned against him? Could he survive without his family's support? Doubts crept in. Had he made a mistake? Would the woman he chose truly stand by him? Were his parents hiding secrets that explained their resistance? Finally, his father spoke, his voice cold. "You've made your choice. Now, live with it." As they walked away, he realized this was only the beginning. Stay tuned for part 2 of the story. Support us by subscribing to our channel Chukwudi Alola Studio and turning on the notification bell so you never miss any of our captivating stories. Thank you.